You've been hiding it from me for so long now. I think it's time to spill the beans.
Was I hiding something from you? I'm pretty sure nothing special happened at work recently.
No, I'm not talking about work. What I want to know about is your husband. I heard he's a lawyer. Is that true?
Wait, what? Where did you hear that from?
Yeah, there's been rumors recently around the office that your husband's a lawyer and he's making bank. I can't exactly tell you where the rumors are from, but that's not my point. You can't just hide these things from me, you know?
Why, though? Does it really matter what my husband does for a living? Is that something you really care about?
Of course it is! You know already that I've been looking for a boyfriend recently, right? I've been trying so hard to find someone within my proximity, but I've really had no success finding a good man. So it's clear that I need to be informed of such valuable information, okay?
And you're trying to say that your coworker's husband is included as part of your search for a partner? Are you crazy?
Yeah, of course. I'm not particularly picky. I'm not the kind of person that doesn't mind whether they're married or not.
First of all, I think there's so many things wrong with that. And secondly, let me tell you that my husband is not in fact a lawyer.
What? That's not what I heard. You must be lying to hide him from me.
It's probably just the words getting twisted from person to person. Happens all the time with rumors. My husband is simply studying to become a lawyer and is still a law student. It's gonna be a long while before he might actually become one and start earning whatever salary you're looking for.
I know you don't want him to be stolen away by someone, but a student? That's a bit much for a lie. Even I wouldn't believe that. Literally everyone in the office was saying that he was a lawyer. There's no point trying to trick just me now that you know he might be stolen away.
What? No, I'm simply telling you the truth.
And do you mind telling me how much he's earning? It's probably at least around 80K, right? Or is he earning six figures? Is that why you're trying so hard to lie to me?
No, he really is just a student. He's not earning anything. If anything, he's costing us a bunch of money in tuition.
It's so obvious how desperate you are. What are those lies? You're not very good at hiding things, are you? Why would your husband still be a student at that age? Or are you trying to tell me that you married someone half your age? Aren't you nearly 40? That's simply ridiculous. And I even remember you telling me about how your husband was the same age as you.
Hey, do you want to stop for a second so I can actually explain to you? I would rather not have this rumor get twisted even further, so please just listen to what I have to say so you can stop with your assumptions.
I'll listen to whatever you have to say if you're gonna promise that you'll give your husband to me.
What the heck is wrong with you?
I've been in love with your husband the moment I heard of that fantastic occupation of his. He has exactly what I look for in guys. A high-earning job with a large bank account. I really don't care if he's married or not. I've never cared about those kind of things. So yeah, I can't wait for you to introduce him to me.
You must be completely crazy if you think that's the correct way to go about stealing someone's husband. Not that there's a correct way, of course. It's such a wrong thing to do.
Well, I just thought it would be polite to let you know beforehand. Besides, if he really gets taken, then he never really loved you in the first place, right? If it wouldn't have worked out, then I'm not the one in the wrong here. Well, I wish you the best so that you don't get cheated on.
Hey, Sophie. I opened the tea that you brought back from your business trip and shared it with the other janitors. It was really good. Thank you so much. It was so nice of you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I wanted to thank all of you for always keeping our office so nice and clean. I remembered that you were all talking about British tea the other day. How could I not pick some up if I had to go all the way to England anyway? Well, yes, we were talking about it. It's amazing you remembered. I wish I could have someone as caring and mindful as you as my daughter-in-law. So, how about it? Would you ever consider marrying my son?
I'm grateful for the offer, but as you know, I'm already married.
Yes, of course, I know that. It's just that you were complaining about how things weren't going well with your husband, right? I'm just saying that if things ever turn south, I've got you covered. I have my son ready to meet you at any time.
I'll be fine, but thank you anyway. I appreciate your kindness and accept your feelings. Not sure if I'm quite ready to accept your son, though.
Oh, and about your husband. That reminds me. It's about your coworker. I think it was Mia? She seems to be asking around for information about him. She hardly ever talks to us, but the other day she suddenly came over and said hi. And with a big smile on her face, she asked us about whether your husband was a lawyer or not.
So she even went as far as to ask you guys, huh? I hope she didn't say anything weird.
It seemed like she was trying to confirm something she heard from elsewhere. I can see why she came to us, though. I think it's because you talk to us all the time. She probably thought we had some secret info or something.
Do you mind telling me what you ended up telling her? Because right now, she seems to be under the impression my husband is some sort of experienced lawyer with a sizable salary.
Oh, maybe I should have denied it more strongly then. When she asked, I kind of just responded, saying that I was unsure. Like, maybe he is, maybe he isn't, kind of thing.
So you didn't confirm or deny it?
Yep. It is so rude to just go around asking other people about someone's husband, so I didn't want to tell her anything. I might be getting old, but I very well understand that this sort of personal information should be kept private. I didn't give her any info. Us janitors are pretty old and like gossiping as such, but we do value that kind of privacy at the least.
I see. Thank you for being so considerate. So, I see that she just took the fact that there was no confirmation or denial and conveniently convinced herself, I guess. And so now she is confident in a fact that she just assumed.
Oh, did I perhaps do the wrong thing?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. It just seems like that girl is very desperately hunting for a rich boyfriend. And it happens that she has no concept of ethics. She basically just decided that she would go for my husband the moment she heard that he was a rich lawyer.
No, that's ridiculous.
Of course, I did try to correct her and told her he is just a student right now, but she refused to listen. She even said I was just lying to trick her and keep her away.
Well, she seems to be a very troublesome girl.
For now, I think I'm just going to keep my eye on her so she doesn't do anything crazy. Thank you, Haley. It was so nice of you to reach out to me about this. Good morning, Mia. Have you woken up? You're running late by quite a bit. Did something happen? If you overslept, I'll make an adjustment for you to start work in the afternoon, okay? If you're ill, I'll just note that you're going to be absent today. Oh, did you not see my desk? There should be a resignation form on it. I'm quitting today because I'm getting married. Well, I'm pretty sure all the required documents are there, so I hope you'll do the rest. Did you end up finding someone good for you? And you're already getting married? I hadn't heard from you at all, so I just thought you were still searching for a guy. Why'd you think that? Of course I wouldn't give up. It all went well. And yup, I'm gonna be marrying your husband.
What?
That's right. I got him to propose to me just the other day. And honestly, I just want to mention that your husband is way too easy. I just showed him a little bit of affection, acted a bit cutesy, and that's all it took. He was all over me after that. He might be a professional at handling his clients, but he sure wasn't used to the touch of a woman.
And you guys ended up dating behind my back?
Yep. Want to hear what he said when he proposed to me? He promised me guaranteed happiness and love. Forever. He even mentioned that I could quit work and live a luxury life as his housewife.
He literally just called me to say that he was breaking up with me. He even signed the divorce papers already and forged my signature, apparently.
Oh, Reese. He's overly excited about getting married, I guess.
To think that you would actually steal him from me. It makes no sense. It's so stupid that I can't even comprehend what happened.
Well, I did make sure to tell you beforehand. I also said that if he gets taken from you, it's your fault and that it would have never worked anyway. You better not blame me for this just because you lost your precious lawyer husband. He's mine now.
Well, it's not like I wasn't expecting something like this. We weren't getting along that well recently anyways, so I could see why he'd leave me for someone younger and all cutesy like you.
Well, thanks for offering me your rich lawyer husband.
No, don't worry about it. I think I should be the one thanking you.
Huh?
Wow, to think that it would be this easy getting divorced. I'm really thankful about it. I hope you take good care of him.
How are you able to say thank you? Do you not realize that you just got your husband taken from you? Literally just now. Your rich lawyer husband just left you for me, and that's how you're acting? Stop acting tough. I know you're literally bawling your eyes out around about now.
Why would I be crying? What you took from me isn't a first-class lawyer earning 6 figures. He's just a self-proclaimed future lawyer old man in his late 30s still stuck in law school. Not only is he not even a lawyer yet, he's literally just an average student. Isn't that exactly what I tried to tell you before? But hey, it really doesn't make me sad that you stole him away from me. If anything, it feels like some big dump truck just came over to collect a huge pile of trash from me. And I'm thanking you for it.
What are you talking about? Still a student? Self-proclaimed future lawyer?
Yeah, I think I've said this more than twice now, but yes, he's just a student without a job.
No, but you only said that to trick me, though. You were literally just making that stuff up because you were scared that I would take him from you. He's actually earning bank as a lawyer, right?
I guess he might be in the future. Maybe if he graduates law school, sure. Until then, though, he's just a student, earning nothing, studying hard so he can achieve his dreams one day. As for why he's a student in his late 30s, it's not like he's been repeating 20 years of college. Don't worry. He used to work elsewhere as your average employee in an average company, but he decided to quit. According to him, he hadn't given up his dreams of becoming a lawyer, so he left his company to apply for law school. And then he started studying to become a lawyer while being surrounded by students over 10 years younger than him. The thing is, I'm not sure if he lost some of his motivation or what, but he seems to not be studying as seriously recently. Well, that wasn't the only reason. It kind of led to a lot of arguments between us, and our relationship was in a pretty bad state. What triggered me the most was his endless stock of excuses for not helping me out. He wouldn't do chores around the house because he'd say he was busy studying when he clearly wasn't. He'd use the fact that he was a student to argue that he didn't have to contribute to paying any of the rent. Which maybe I would be able to borderline tolerate if he was studying hard every day to achieve his dream of becoming a lawyer. But no! He'd go around drinking and partying with students a whole decade younger than him, saying that bonding with others was important as a student. So that makes you think that he didn't really care that he was so much older than the other students, right? Oh no. He cared. He pays for everyone else's drinks every darn time to protect his fragile little ego. With my money! Of course I wouldn't mind giving him to you. Any signs of love or affection I had for him previously are gone. Completely dead.
Wait, is Reese really that kind of person?
Yeah, I can't remember if he was always like this, but at least recently, he is basically worthless scum who does nothing all day. Do you understand now? I was about to reach my limit anyways, but by some fortunate accident, he removed himself for me. I think this will be the last time I tell you because you'll find out for yourself, but he's no lawyer making bank, nor is he a future lawyer in the making. He's just a jobless student who prefers to abuse his status as a student to go drinking every day with no promise that he'll ever be graduating.
But he even told me that he was a lawyer and promised that I wouldn't regret marrying him.
I used to support his dreams as his wife that loved and cared for him. But the more the love faded from his lack of responsibility, the less reason I had to support him. It was really getting tough these days, so I really am grateful to you. A student and a housewife. I think that's a great combination. I wish you the best in your new marriage. There seems to be a missing source of income, but surely that won't be an issue, right? He's gonna be really rich in the future. Eventually. It might take a few years, though.
I really can't laugh at this. This is ridiculous. This isn't what I was promised at all. I literally wasn't told about this.
You were told. You didn't listen. Oh, I just got a message from Maurice. Let me check. Well, he seems to have already submitted the marriage registration form. Congrats on your marriage, I guess.
Wait, but I haven't even signed it yet?
I mean, he did forge my signature for the divorce papers. Wouldn't surprise me if he did the same for your marriage certificate. But geez, does he really think he'll eventually become a lawyer pulling stunts like this? It's literally illegal to forge signatures. So either he's stupidly ignorant, or he simply doesn't know that it's illegal, even though he's literally meant to be studying law. I'm not sure which is worse, to be honest. But either way, I wouldn't want him as a lawyer, let alone a husband.
But what the heck am I meant to do? I'm literally panicking so hard right now. How am I meant to get married to a student? I don't want to financially support someone else, let alone someone who's in their late 30s. Like, does he seriously have no income? What am I supposed to do?
I think your best bet is cheering him on with his studies so he can pay you back in the far future. Well, we've been talking for a while now, so it's about time I get back to work and get your resignation form processed. It was nice working with you. Good luck in the future, and I wish you a happy marriage. Hello? Is it true that your husband cheated on you with that girl from before? And that you got a divorce? Yep. He was swiftly taken away from me. She seemed to have assumed that he was something that he wasn't until it was too late. Well, this might all be a little too quick for you, but let's get you to meet my son. You don't mind, do you? You should come over sometime and say hi. Then I'll treat you to some of my cooking. As I said before, I'd be delighted to have you as my daughter-in-law, and you're always welcome in my household. On top of that, it's quite a weird little coincidence, but my son happens to actually be a lawyer. He makes a lot of money. So how about it? Would you want to consider him a candidate for a new husband? Wait, actually? He's a lawyer? He certainly is. I think he's been making over $100K a year, which I'm not surprised as he's always working so hard. He sends me such amazing gifts for my birthday and Mother's Day every year. I'm so proud of him. To think that there was an actual lawyer this close to us the whole time. I'm sure someone would be a little salty if she knew. It's just that he's so occupied with his work, there's been no signs of him getting a girlfriend. It just worries me as his mother. Well, I'm very grateful for your feelings. I can see that you really care for both me and your son. I'm sure he'll meet someone good for him eventually. After all, marriage isn't something that should be rushed, right? It takes time to find a suitable person, to build a bond and develop their relationship. And I think it's wonderful that he values his job so much. Just having something that you can be passionate about is a positive in life. I guess you're right. On a side note, if you happen to come across issues in the divorce process, you gotta let me know. I'll tell my son that I have a client for him. That is very reassuring. Thank you so much. I will make sure to contact you if I ever do need his help.
Excuse me? Hello? What the heck is this letter about? Are you suing me?
I mean, you stole my husband and caused my marriage to fall apart. So I'll be suing you for emotional damages. It's all written right there on the paper.
No! That's ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's not that much, is it? It's only $5K. It was only recently that you quit your job, right? Surely you have some savings that you can dig out.
I don't have any kind of savings. I used everything before getting married.
Why would you do that?
It's not my fault. I was completely convinced that I could finally become the housewife I always wanted to be. I was going to stay at home, and the most I was supposed to have to do would be some chores here and there, not worrying in the slightest about income or spending. Because I was supposed to have a lawyer husband. Like, what point was there in keeping some little amount of savings? He was meant to earn it back in a matter of days. So it's all gone. I have nothing left.
What have you done to yourself? Were you not thinking ahead? Never mind, you certainly were thinking ahead, just lacking a bit in the thinking part.
It's not my fault. He told me he was a lawyer, but then it turns out he's not. He's a student. He literally earns nothing. Zero. But then he signs the marriage form anyways, with my signature too. Illegally without my consent? I already had enough of a crisis to deal with, but now you're suing me for $5,000 on top of everything.
Well, it doesn't change the fact that you stole my husband and caused me to get a divorce.
You said you didn't even like him anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we can figure out that part in court. I've got a lawyer working on it. Maybe you can ask Reese to help you? Although that might be illegal, seeing as he's still a student. Anyway, I'm sure he'll figure it out.
But if anything, am I not the victim here? I was basically tricked by him. He's such a fraud. It doesn't even stop there. I questioned him about his lie, and he had the audacity to say that it's basically the truth because he'll be a lawyer in a few years. And then he just strolls into my apartment thinking he belongs there or something.
Could you keep your relationship issues to yourself, please? It literally has nothing to do with me, and I don't care. I'm just sticking around for the lawsuit. I'll leave you alone after that.
But do you not see how much I'm struggling? And you're still gonna take the money from me? Do you have a human heart?
Well, I'm just trying to get the most out of my divorce. Like I said, feel free to fight it if you want. But you know Haley, the janitor that I'm friends with at work? It so happens that her son's a lawyer, you see. I was talking to her the other day, and she said that she'll have her son back me in court if I ever need the help.
I went around asking everyone, and I only found out about this now. Even though she's only a janitor, how is her son a lawyer? It makes no sense.
It would be great if you could save the regrets for yourself. I don't want your negativity. Well, I'm sure you can see the deadline on the document. You better pay up. Seeing how furious she was, I was under the assumption that Mia would immediately get divorced after that. But that didn't seem like the case. If anything, I heard there was a complete change of heart. Her new plan was to raise this new little husband of hers, the self-proclaimed future lawyer prodigy, currently in development. I believe she mentioned that it would only be a few years of distress and some sanity as the cost, but it did seem like she was trying to cope really hard with the situation she placed herself in. I do see some oversights in her plan, as graduating law school is only the very beginning of the long process that is becoming a lawyer. I heard there's a training period after graduating, and it all takes around 8 years minimum or something. I'm under the impression that she doesn't know this, and I can also imagine that Reese is not the type of guy to tell her something that would put his freeloading life at risk. I guess I could be the one to tell her, but from past experiences, I can confidently say that she doesn't seem to listen to me. So I guess not. As for Haley, she's been very cheerful as always. After my divorce, she was worrying over me as if I was her real daughter. She would always come over and treat me to her homemade cooking. I am very blessed to have someone like her care for me. I did meet her son, as she would keep insisting, and I didn't really have a reason to say no. It's not like I had someone I was seeing anyways. And thankfully, it wasn't at court, where Mia agreed to just settle the lawsuit. If only she had a reliable lawyer by her side that could dispute. Haley's son turned out to be a cool guy. I ended up meeting him at dinner. It was true that he seemed like his life was fully occupied with work for the moment, but I have to admit I had a pretty good time. I told him a little about the whole situation with Mia, and although Haley and I were making the drama a little comedic, he seemed to feel a little bad for her. It made me think he's a very kind and empathetic person. I asked him if those feelings would affect him in court, but it seemed clear from his answer that it would not. As expected from an actual lawyer. He was also the person that told me that there was more to becoming a lawyer after graduating law school. It really felt like I dodged yet another bullet with Reese. To think that useless excuse of a human never told me about that. Anyway, the two of us had a pretty good dinner. Maybe I'll see him again, because I will for sure be visiting again for Haley's cooking.
Mr. Alexander, I said this before, but I don't ever want to see you back here ever again. I'm a very busy man, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't waste my time. I just don't understand. My loan of $800K was approved through a contract, wasn't it? I don't understand how it could have just been canceled like that out of nowhere. I made sure I did everything correctly. Yeah, well, your brand new company's about to go under, huh? But wouldn't it be your fault if you didn't read through the contract? I did read through the contract multiple times. I just don't understand what could have gone wrong. I suppose you have the right to cancel the loan if you find a problem with our business or performance, but what problem did you find? Don't tell me you just canceled it for no particular reason. Of course there's a reason. It's because you don't have the qualities of a good producer. My bank approved the loan because we heard that you were the president of a film production company. But then you just turned out to be some random amateur company who made nothing but little independent films. Well, I do admit our films are low budget, but my goal is to get the work of young and talented filmmakers out into the world. I already explained this when we were discussing the loan. Every famous film company starts out small. Oh, who cares? This just feels like I've been scammed. When you hear film production company president, you expect it's someone incredible, don't you? But then it's just you. I went to the test screening of your new film you invited me to, but it was almost as boring as watching paint dry. I think I fell asleep halfway through too. What was it called again? Bummer something? It was called Summer Windmills. It's our first film, but we're all very proud of it. It was even entered into a prestigious film festival in Europe. Oh, a film festival. That's cute. If you're proud of a film like that, then I can't even imagine what other trash you're capable of making. If I say it's boring, then it's boring. Why would you invite me to something like that? I'd rather sit through a lecture on the history of rocks than watch a movie like that. I'm pretty sure that you said that you wanted to see it. That's why I arranged the screening. I thought you were someone important, not just some kid making movies in his backyard with his friends. I was surprised at how small the theater was too. I barely had space to stretch my legs. That's because it was really sudden and we didn't have time to prepare a proper space. Talk about 2 hours of my life that I'll never get back. I feel sorry for anyone who has to watch that piece of garbage. Anyways, I'm not giving you the loan. Good luck finding the money elsewhere. Please, wait. If we don't get this loan, our company will go bankrupt. I can't allow that to happen under any circumstances. What's wrong with going bankrupt? You've only made one movie and a couple of people in Europe liked it, right? I'm sure you can make a living off bragging about that. Or maybe you can borrow the money from one of your European friends. I can't do that. I just want to support the young and up-and-coming directors in our company. I want to make sure that all their hard work doesn't go to waste. That doesn't have a single thing to do with me. Anywho, the contract has been scrapped. I can't be wasting my money on a nobody company with no future. Sorry, but you need to give it up. You probably wouldn't even make back a fraction of the money with any movie you put out. Wait, please, wait. Please reconsider this. There's a lot of people whose lives are on the line here. Please, I'll do anything for this loan. This is my only chance to make things better for everyone. You'd do anything? Wow, you sure sound desperate. Well, how about you come over here and beg on your hands and knees? If you did that, then maybe I'd rethink it. Maybe. It depends on the mood that I'm in. I understand. I'm on my way. I can't believe how fast you got here to beg like a dog. Where's your dignity? I should have recorded it. As the president, I'll do anything to save my company. Begging is nothing. Does this mean that you'll lend me the money now? Please? Yeah. Seeing you in such a pathetic state made me not want to lend you the money even more. What? But I did as you wanted. You said that you would rethink it. I've never seen a president of a company look so pitiful. It's embarrassing. So after rethinking it, I decided I still don't want to lend you any money. Oh, you must hate me right now. I wouldn't blame you. But even so, you still came up to me and dropped to your knees immediately? There are a lot of people in my company who I need to take care of and protect. Actors, writers, editors, directors, composers. There's over 100 people. That is my duty as a producer and the president. I'll do anything to protect them. My company is about to die and I need this money to keep it afloat. So when it comes to my employees, I don't care about something as trivial as my own dignity. Now whatever. If you think you look cool, then you're wrong. You're just pathetic. All those people in your company would probably be better off waiting tables or flipping burgers anyways. So yeah, I'm still gonna cancel your loan of $800K. Unless... if you say you'll do anything, how about you be my servant for a month? Do all my house chores for me. Just kidding. The company you just started is already going under, huh? Oh, sucks to be you. You're such a terrible person. I haven't even done anything to you. So I don't know why you're being this way. I'll never forgive you. Whatever, loser. Good luck out there. Hello, this is Jacob Alexander's number, right? I'm Roger Cyrus from ABC Cinemas. Yes? You have the correct number? I'm sorry. I hope you're not busy or anything. I received your contact information from a colleague, and I just had to ask you something. I recently attended a film festival and had the pleasure of viewing your film, Summer Windmills. I would love to screen it at my theater and wanted to talk to you directly about it. What do you say? What? Really? My film at a major cinema complex? Are you sure? My company aims to screen excellent films regardless of their budget or scale. Summer Windmills was not only well filmed and well written, but I could feel tremendous talent from the direction as well. It's no small feat that you were able to receive the Newcomers Award at the film festival overseas. It was a truly remarkable film. I was able to meet with the director, and I told him the same thing. It would be such a waste if such an amazing talent went unrecognized. So I reached out. Wow, really? This is incredible. I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much. However, the bank recently stopped giving us loans, so we don't really have that much funds left to do anything. We were actually about to file for bankruptcy. Oh heavens, it looks like I contacted you just in time. You don't need to worry about money. We'll be glad to support you. Huh? Wait, what? Of course, we'll start with the screening of Summer Windmills. But I'd also like to help fund any future film projects you might have planned. I can't wait to see what other ideas you might have for future films. I would love to help you get the things you need to bring your stories to life. Oh, but you don't have to worry about us interfering with the creative process. That is all up to you. Wait, are you sure? Absolutely. We made this decision after thinking about how it would affect the future of your production. And after actually meeting and speaking with the director, I was able to understand just how much you care about your employees. It was very touching. It sounds like you're a very respected man who looks after each and every one of his employees as if they were his family. Oh, no, it's nothing really. It's what I'm expected of as a producer. Quite humble at that. You put your creators before yourself. I don't think I come across that type of producer often. In film production, you need both the creators and the producers. You can't have one without the other. I feel like my company can learn a lot from you and your principles. I look forward to it. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. The truth is, after filing for bankruptcy, I was going to shut down production. Summer Windmills was going to be our last film. So, does that mean you're not going to shut it down anymore? Are you going to take me up on my offer? That's right. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Cyrus. You've helped me in ways you can't even imagine. I'm glad I was able to speak with you before all of that happened. Besides, I didn't want anyone else to scoop you up before I did. Thank you so much, really. This almost doesn't feel real, but I can't even begin to express how grateful I am. Now then, I would like to meet with you and your director. Would it be alright if I stopped by your office for a bit? Yes, that's perfect. I really look forward to working with you. Hey, it looks like that movie of yours is a big hit. You want to work on something together, like old times? Like old times? What do you mean? I don't remember working on anything with you. Well, I helped you set up, didn't I? I gave you ground to stand on and helped build your company. I even gave you some advice and stuff. You haven't forgotten, have you? You have me to thank for all of that. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have a company to begin with. The only thing I remember about you is when you canceled my loan and drove my company into the ground. What are you talking to me for now? Well, I guess I kinda did overdo it back then. My bad. I've been thinking about it and I changed my mind. I want to start supporting you again. Really? Now? Didn't that bank fire you? What kind of support can a man who got fired from his job give me? I don't have time for jokes. I'm sure you're aware that I filed a complaint to your bank about all the things that you've done to me. I submitted a letter of protest under ABC Cinema's name. I just said I changed my mind, didn't I? I fully regret what I did, so I want you to let me support you as my debt to you. Specifically, what kind of support do you mean? You don't work for the bank anymore, so you can't give me any loans. Unless you were planning on giving me your own money? No, well, I mean, I can work in your production studio. If you hire me, I'll be the best employee you ever had. So, by support you mean you'll work for me for free, right? That's the only way I see this ever working out. Of course not. I have a life too, you know. But I promise I'll do good work. I intend to work hard for my paycheck. I don't even mind doing things like making coffee or mopping floors. You know, we just actually opened applications for full-time employees. Thankfully, we got tons of applications. We need to send out rejection emails to most of them. Out of all those applications, you want me to treat you special? No, I want to work with you as an apology. I don't want any special treatment. I feel bad for what I did and I want to make up for it. I want to apologize, so hire me. Give me a break. Just forget about that time I almost destroyed your life because I found it funny, right? You think I would take that as an apology? Don't you think you're being a little too optimistic? I already said that I would never forgive you. But just because you helped me once before, you think I owe you anything? Is that why you think you can just take that attitude with me and expect me to agree with you? You think you still have power over me? How dare you insult me? You've been insulting me this whole time though, and now you're crawling back to me because I'm successful? It's not a good look, so please just leave me alone. Oh, shut up. Who do you think you are? Just the other day you were the one who was crying to me and begging me for money. You begged on your hands and knees like a little stray dog. I wasn't crying. I was desperately asking for help from the bank that you worked at. Plus, I was able to receive an investment from ABC Cinemas and fully paid back my debts already. Oh, whatever. You're still acting like you're all that, and for what? You better remember that I can set that production studio on fire any time I want. On fire? I can't believe you. Are you being serious? You wouldn't actually do something like that, would you? Of course I'm serious. You better be ready for it. Don't underestimate what I'm able to do, Alexander. It was my idea in the first place. I'm not gonna just sit here while you pretend I never existed. You are not getting away with this. Okay, but you're the one who pushed me away when I needed help the most. I don't care what happens to you anymore. I could say the same thing to you. I'll go over there right now. Brace yourself. Calm down. Okay, fine, I'm sorry. Just don't call the police, okay? I'll admit it. I just got jealous. You understand that, don't you? I don't care. I won't forgive you for sending criminal threats just because you're jealous. What you just did now was very dangerous, you idiot. I had to evacuate the whole building. We were in the middle of filming and we had to call off the entire thing. I'm gonna have to request damage compensation from you. No, wait. Can't you see that I'm apologizing to you right now? Come on, I'm sorry. This isn't something that sorry can fix. I'm glad the security guard was there to stop you because if he wasn't, I didn't even want to think about what could have happened. Obviously, I wasn't actually gonna burn the place down. I just wanted to scare you a little bit. I went over there empty-handed. That's my proof. You can't have the police arrest me if you don't have anything to burn the place down with. I don't even need to tell you that you still caused damage by threatening us. The police will be there to take you away soon, so shut up and wait. What the hell, man? This is all your fault. It's your fault that the bank fired me. It's your fault that my family disowned me. You ruined my life. It doesn't look like you'll be in a good place with all that debt you're about to be in. I'll be asking you for reparations and damage compensation. Plus, I'm gonna take screenshots of this conversation and upload them to the internet. What? You wouldn't dare. I really can't deal with you anymore. Why do you think that you can pretend to be innocent in this situation? I honestly think that you should probably go and get professional help. Something's clearly not right in your head. Hey, that's going too far. Are you calling me crazy? No, you could have a serious mental problem, and I think it's better if you get it checked out. No way, I'm not crazy. You just want to see me suffer more, don't you? You brought this on yourself. The consequences of your own actions are finally catching up to you. You better atone for your sins. Do I make myself clear? Come on, give me a break. If you just allowed me to take out the $800K loan like I asked, none of this would have happened. But no, your ego just had to get in the way. At the time, I thought my life was over, but it turned out that it was your life that was about to end. Funny how that works, right? No, I can't believe this is happening. By the way, I don't know if it's because you're narcissistic or what, but I think you should try and have a bit more morals. Well, good luck. Sucks to be you. After that, Mr. Sampson was arrested by the police, and he was fined for obstruction of business. On top of that, he still had to pay for damages to my company. He ended up with a hefty bill of about $100,000. Since he got fired from his job and disowned by his parents, there was no way he'd be able to pay. He ended up carrying this penniless and filing for bankruptcy. For a man who used to give out loans as a banker, it's pretty ironic that it turned out this way. Soon enough, he was unable to pay rent and was evicted from his apartment. I don't really know where he's been staying since. The screenshots of our conversation went viral, and he's been blacklisted from a good amount of companies. He hasn't been able to find a job because of it. He resented me and blamed me for getting him into his desperate situation, so he's been lurking around my company's property. He hasn't done anything yet, but it's really been bothering me. I decided to contact his parents. After his parents profusely apologized to me, they reluctantly took him back home. They really sounded like they didn't want to, but it was probably for the better. He was admitted to a hospital after being diagnosed with a mental illness. I hear he's starting treatment there as well. It seems like he's slowly getting good help, so I guess that's a relief. On the other hand, the film I first produced, Summer Windmills, reached unprecedented success despite having such a low budget. With only a few films under our belt, we've become quite a famous production studio. We're getting ready for the world premiere of our next film, Jewels of Autumn. I'm actually really glad that Mr. Sampson didn't give me that loan back then. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe.
Hey, Sam. Can we talk for a minute about the upcoming wedding? I just wanted to get a few things straight about what you and John are planning on doing.
Hi, Patty. How are you doing today?
The wedding plans are all coming together nicely. What's up?
For this wedding, I thought it was just supposed to be the two of you. No friends or family, right? Are you and John still doing it that way, or did something change?
That is correct. We agreed that having a big wedding would be such a hassle. So it's just gonna be us and the town clerk. Anyway, that is still the plan. Why do you ask?
Oh, okay. That is so weird. So then I guess your mom must be mistaken, because she told me something completely different.
My mom? You spoke to my mom?
Yeah, I just spoke to her not too long ago. She called to ask me about what I was planning on wearing to the wedding. She thought it would be so nice if the mothers of the bride and groom wore something similar or the same color.
My mother called you directly? Just out of the blue like that?
Yes, she did. She's very sweet and very, very talkative. She told me all about the family and friends who'd be at the wedding. She's really excited to see everyone. I thought it was so funny because I had no idea what she was talking about. And so now I'm a bit confused because you just told me that it's only going to be you and John there. So, which one of us is mistaken? Because it seems like one of you is lying, and I don't think your mother would go through all the trouble. I hope I'm wrong, but this is all sounding very suspicious.
Okay. I got it. You know you didn't have to go through all this trouble, but I know how dramatic you can be. I can't believe my mom actually called you and said all of that. This is gonna make everything so much harder. I knew I should have told her explicitly to keep her mouth shut. I didn't think she'd be the one to blow it.
Keep her mouth shut? What, was she not supposed to tell me anything?
Well, the cat's out of the bag now, so I may as well tell you. Everything my mom said about the wedding is true. John and I did invite a few people. Actually, we invited quite a lot of people. We purposely didn't invite you and Matt, though. Sorry, but you weren't supposed to know.
That doesn't make any sense. Why keep it secret from me? I'm John's mother. I should be at the wedding.
Well, wouldn't you be sad if you heard that we don't want you at our wedding? That's why we said we were doing an intimate little ceremony with just the two of us. Everything was a lie to cover up the real wedding we've been planning. If you think about it, John and I were really being considerate of your feelings.
I don't know what to say. I am deeply hurt and offended by all of this. I can't believe the way you've spoken to me, and I can't imagine what I did to be treated in such a way. Why wouldn't you two want us there?
I don't see what the big deal is. If you ask me, we did you a favor by not inviting you. I mean, no offense, but John and I are fully aware of your financial situation. We know it's not very good. And we wouldn't want you guys spending money getting us a gift while you've got your bills and everything to worry about already.
Excuse me. What are you trying to say?
Look, I'm sure you and Matt thought you were making a statement when you up and left your comfy desk jobs to open up a diner in some random part of town. But let's be serious. That little rundown hut ain't paying the bills.
Actually, our business is thriving these days. We have new customers every day and regulars that we know on a first-name basis.
People stopping by for some coffee or whatever you serve doesn't mean much without profit, Patty. You guys sell big portions at low prices. It's no wonder you're barely breaking even with that shack you call a business. The truth is, you two are barely scraping by. It's not hard to tell just by looking at the place. And the thought of getting a gift for us or helping out with the wedding just seems like too much of an ask. We thought it would be best simply to not even ask because we figured that it would be too embarrassing. But then my mom went and called you, so here we are.
So, let me get this straight. You're saying that you lied about not having a wedding because you were worried about our finances.
Yes, exactly. It's nothing personal. We just don't want to put that burden on you two.
Sam, I've got to say, this sounds absolutely ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe something like that?
It's true. And I mean, we actually spoke with some of our friends at our business consulting firm to see if there was anything we could do to save your dying restaurant. I wanted to show you some plans they said we should implement in order to raise profit margin. Do you understand now? We're already doing so much for you guys. Please don't take this for granted.
What are you talking about? Why are you talking like this?
I'm talking about how we're gonna save your diner. We have plans and meetings scheduled to turn things around. Am I using too much business jargon for you? You really should be familiar with all of these terms, though. Well, if not, that makes a lot of sense. What can anyone expect from two people with no background in management? You guys weren't expected to succeed. You're the types who are satisfied as long as their customers are happy, despite the lack of profits. Without us, you'll continue hemorrhaging money until you're in the red. What do you think will happen then?
We're just fine with that, actually. You and John needn't worry about what we can and cannot afford, dear. I would say thank you, but I don't remember asking for your advice. You can keep your consultation to yourself.
You're kidding, right? Why wouldn't you be on board with this?
For starters, we didn't open this restaurant thinking that it would make millions of dollars. We're content with the numbers we make being a ma and pa shop. You're sweet to worry about us, but you really don't have to do that. We can take care of ourselves just fine. And we will most certainly be getting a gift for you two as well.
I can see it now. You handing over an Applebee's gift card and trying to pass it off as a gift? Wouldn't you prefer to save yourself the embarrassment? Nobody wants to see something like that, you know? Besides, don't you have better things to use that money for? For example, the fees for your nursing home?
Excuse me. We were not talking about that at all. My husband and I are perfectly healthy, thank you.
Well, you should really be looking into it. You never know what can happen in the future. Plus, it would be a great help to John and I if we don't have to worry about taking care of you for the rest of our lives. So, what do you say to taking it easy the day of the wedding? As you can see, it's too much to deal with all at once. I'm sure you have business to attend to anyway. That shack isn't going to run itself. You gotta really work at it if you want to succeed, Patty.
You really thought this through. However, I'm afraid I can't do that, Sam. What kind of parents would we be if we didn't show up to our son's wedding?
If you really care about your son the way you say you do, then you won't come. I'm just telling you what John told me. He's the one who brought this whole thing up in the first place. He said he would be ashamed to have his struggling parents at his wedding and that it would be best if you didn't come.
I can't believe John would say that. You're lying, and I don't understand why you're going to such great lengths to hurt me.
So, will we have to worry about you showing up or no? I need an answer today, please. I want to get the official word straight from the horse's mouth.
I'm a horse now. You've got a lot of nerve, young lady.
I just need to know that we're in agreement. I'm sorry that you had to find out this way, but it's better than having you show up and ruin everything.
Hey, honey. It's Mom. How are you doing? I have a quick question for you.
Hey, Mom, what's up?
Did you hear about John's wedding?
Yeah? Who hasn't?
So, you're going.
Of course I'm going. Why do you ask? Is John bragging to you too? He's being super annoying about this whole thing. I just got off the phone with him a little while ago. Can you believe that he told me to work out before the ceremony so that I don't look too doughy in my suit?
Oh my God. That is awful, sweetheart.
All because his boss is gonna be there. He wants us all to wear brand name suits. Like on some Gucci or Prada level suit.
Those suits are so expensive, though. Is he paying for them?
Nope, he's making us pay for this out of pocket, but then has the nerve to say that it's an order. He's always been a bit of a vanity freak, but this takes the cake.
I see. So, getting invited is just as tiresome, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was totally ranting just now. What did you want to ask me? If I'm wearing Prada, I wonder what he's gonna make you wear.
Actually, this is a much bigger problem, I'm afraid. John told me that I won't be allowed at the wedding.
Wait, what? Are you serious? Oh, stop playing around, Mom.
I'm serious. Sam was the one that delivered the message. She basically told me that since the diner doesn't make any money, your father and I should worry more about making profits instead of coming to the wedding. Which I hadn't even heard about until yesterday. They told me they were just going to do a civil ceremony. But really, they didn't want us there, and not inviting us was them being considerate.
Is he an idiot? What the heck is wrong with him? I'm sorry, but aren't you and Dad the ones who raised us? The fact that you even need an invite in the first place is absurd. Who does he think he is? Like, I'm worried if they have kids because both John and Sam are completely lacking in the common sense department. There is no way that you can allow this, Mom.
I know, it's really messed up. But if that's what the bride and groom want, then who am I to ruin that? At least you were invited. Please enjoy it for all of us.
No way you are backing down from this. You have every right to be at your son's wedding. After everything that you've done for him, how can you just accept that? This is all because of their stupid pride. They're being blinded because they have no respect for what we do. We should both show up dressed to the nines. It'll be great. And, like, how are you going to have a wedding without your family? Isn't that just a little weird? If anything, you can just say that I forced you to take me to the ceremony.
I don't know, Jason. I don't think that's such a good idea. I don't want to cause any more problems.
But everyone is going to be there. Don't you think they're going to start asking questions? Wouldn't you?
It would be so weird if anyone from the family was missing, honestly. But it seems like they've made up their mind about all of this.
I think it's worse if you guys actually don't go. If you don't stand up to their pride now, it'll only get worse. They're not even married yet, and they're already looking down on us. John makes fun of my career all the time. To this day, he thinks it's a joke. He thinks working in the local food industry is embarrassing. He told me not to tell his friends what I do for a living. Like, that is an insane thing to say to somebody. And then he has the nerve to try and tell me how to do what I do, but better, with the help of his business consulting firm or whatever.
Oh, no. He brought up the business consulting firm with you, too.
Yep. Of course he didn't want to connect me with them. Apparently, people who run businesses at our level aren't the types they do business with. He thinks we're small fries. He can't even cook fries. That's it. I'm gonna show up in the most expensive suit I can find. That'll show him.
You know what? I think you're absolutely right, honey. I'm gonna tell your father, too. We'll be dressed to the nines. Let's show them the power of local restaurants.
Now you're talking.
You have crossed the line, Sam. This is unforgivable. Why on earth did you throw us out in the middle of the ceremony?
I'm sorry, Patty, but you two weren't invited. There is no table for either of you here, so do be a dear and return home. And make it snappy. Chop, chop, please.
Chop, chop. Who do you think you're talking to like that?
I think I'm talking to someone who should have never showed up in the first place.
We're parents of the groom. We have every right to be here. Not to mention the fact that we brought a gift and followed your money-hungry dress code. Why shouldn't we be allowed inside?
I noticed that, and while that is true, it still doesn't excuse the smell.
Smell.
Yeah, you and your husband always smell like cooking grease and oil. Every time one of you goes in for a hug, I have to hold my breath. I guess maybe you can't smell it since you're so used to it, but we simply can't have our guests exposed to that kind of trauma. Sorry, Patty, you stink.
Just who in this cruel world raised you to speak like that? We were just trying to celebrate something very special and important to all of us. Why would you treat us so poorly?
Because you're poorer? Isn't it obvious? I mean, come on. We specifically asked you guys not to come and you came anyway. What did you actually expect us to do? You can't take it upon yourself to force your way into a place you were told not to come to. We're well within reason to bar you from our wedding.
All this because you don't like the way we smell. How shallow can you get?
Nope, that's not the only reason. Other than your poverty damaging your image, there's more at stake here.
What are you talking about? Can you please just get to the point, because this is really exhausting.
John and I would like it if you would cut ties with us.
Come again.
We no longer wish to be considered relatives of yours. John doesn't really see the point in staying related to you. What would be the point in having parents he can't even talk to?
What? Why would he not be able to speak to us?
You sure do ask a lot of questions. Don't you think you'd be less confused if you used your brain and got to the bottom of something on your own? Maybe then you'd stop complaining about what we're trying to do here. This is the next phase of the initiation. Don't you understand?
The initiation for what? Why can't you say anything clearly?
I'm talking about taking initiative, Patty. It's something we learned all about from our business consultant. It's more jargon a so-called business manager should know.
Why are you talking about business at a time like this? Is that all this is to the two of you? A business transaction? Is this wedding just a power move for a business venture the two of you have planned? And simple living folk like me and Mark don't matter. If that's the case, then please tell John that he no longer has to be my son. I'm sorry I couldn't raise him to be a better person than this.
Great, so we've reached a consensus. Thank you so much for understanding. Please leave the venue at once and take that cheap oil scent with you. Maybe you and Matt can celebrate our severance tonight in that shack you call a business.
I suppose we'll just have to pass our inheritance on to Jason instead then.
The baker? Let him have it. What a sad excuse for a job, by the way. That couple of $100 from you guys might do him some good. Maybe he'll be able to afford a better suit next time.
You think you're so funny, don't you? What this really is we've got ourselves a win-win situation.
Huh?
Matt and I have decided that Jason will be the sole heir to our $500 million fortune. I believe that's what your business consultant friends would call a win-win, don't you think? Or am I not using that term right? You and John get to separate from our family, and we get to give our money and land and bountiful investments to our son. Everyone wins, see?
Hold on 1 second. $500 million. There's just no way. How does a little crummy diner make that kind of money? There's no way you've ever even seen that much money.
Please stop underestimating me and my family, Sam. We started this little restaurant after years of hard work in finance and investment banking. We weren't just newlyweds with a dream. We were experienced sharks long before we opened up shop. Both me and Matt put off our dream of running this place because we had children to raise. We thought that if we opened the diner while they were still young, they'd get trapped into the family business. We wanted better for our kids, so we waited until after we retired. But every day before then, we worked our tails off and we saved every penny we could.
So what? You had some big careers as bankers or something? $500 million is just too much to believe. I don't know anyone with that kind of money. How could you make that much and save it all too?
Oh, sweetheart, we were two of the best sharks on Wall Street, and we had the numbers to back it up. You can't spell Matthews without going through a little math. The only thing we bought with that money were the essentials and a few buildings for passive income, all of which are only increasing in value. You and John could have hit the jackpot with all this. Probably could have paid for a few weddings.
You own buildings?
And a few parking garages. Those are a really great source of passive income.
And dare I ask, how much?
Around $9 million a year, after taxes, of course.
Oh, wow. There's no way. I know you must be pretty upset about the situation, but you don't have to lie with such outlandish numbers. Like, how didn't John or any of your kids know about this?
We didn't want money to spoil them. We tried teaching them the value of a dollar and how to live a simple and healthy life without much of a struggle. But I guess we went wrong somewhere with John.
So, the reason you're so lax with your business is because you're already rich.
I guess you can say that this diner is more of a hobby for us than a full-blown profession. And that is exactly how we like it, actually. From the beginning, what we've always wanted was a place that could fill you up at a reasonable price.
I can't believe this. That's ridiculous. Why even have a restaurant in the first place?
There are so many amazing and nice people that come to our shop. A lot of them are students. Watching them enjoy themselves while eating our food is what puts a smile on our faces. So, even if we don't make any money one day, we're still happy. We were never in this for the money. But funny enough, Matt thought it would be a fun idea to set up a sample table at the mall one day. A few days later, we had customers showing up in droves. Since then, we've been floating high above the red on appetizers alone.
What? I had no idea you two were this popular in town. We thought you were in the red.
How can you give consulting advice to a business you know nothing about? Maybe if you didn't spend most of your time looking down on people, you'd understand. And maybe if you two weren't so arrogant and prone to judging other people, you wouldn't have thrown your parent-in-laws out of your wedding and cut ties completely. Because if not, half of this fortune could have been yours one day.
Oh, about the whole cutting ties thing, we may have been a bit rash. Of course, we weren't being literal. It was more metaphorical, you know?
No, your texts were very clear. We are no longer family in your eyes.
This is all just one huge misunderstanding. John told me how you and Matt started this business after you retired with no experience in the food industry, so I figured you might need some assistance. I wasn't trying to judge. This is so silly, right? What a mess, am I right? You get it right, Patty. We had no idea you two had all this passive income, so we couldn't factor that into our decision-making process. Let's start over.
Inheritance isn't something people tend to talk about until the time comes. I mean, have your parents ever spoken to you casually about your own inheritance? Income in general is just not something your kids know unless they ask. Maybe that's just us, though. Anyway, goodbye. I wish I could say it was nice knowing you, Sam. Send Jonathan my regards.
Hey, Mom, did you guys leave already? I'm trying to catch a ride back with you and Dad.
Jason, what's wrong? Did they kick you out, too?
Of course they did, but you didn't think I was going to stay there without you anyway, did you? I saw the whole thing. Everything Sam did to get you guys out of there. I would have jumped in, but I was too busy laughing in John's stupid face. I told him about what you and Sam were talking about, and we started going back and forth. And that's how it always is with him. We just can't see eye to eye, so I cut my ties with them as well.
You didn't really do that, did you, Jason?
Of course I did, and I meant it. He's just bad for my soul. He has me out here in a $3,000 suit, for Christ's sake. Just to impress some white-collar guys in Armani? He told me that because I bought my suit with bread money, that it might as well be made of wheat. I was this close to punching him right in the face for that. We're doing ourselves a favor getting away from him.
Did he really say that? What a fool. He has no idea how hard it is to make a living selling bread. The amount of consistency in product it requires. The patience.
Exactly. That guy's an idiot. I bet he couldn't make a dime off of his own bread. Oh, I should have said that. He has no respect for the culinary arts, let alone the food serving industry.
That's why there's no reason to feed into his insults. Besides, it's over now, so let's just get out of here. Your father and I are waiting for you outside.
Okay.
Hurry. I have a bad feeling being near this place.
I'm coming.
Oh, we should make some food when we get home.
That sounds like a plan. We haven't done that in a long time. I've got some fresh bread we can have with whatever else we eat.
Oh, nice. So let's stop by your place and pick that up then. We've got a big batch of wings ready to get fried at the shack.
Fresh wings, let's go. I've got to show you guys the meat pies we started making too. I think Dad will really get a kick out of them. The customers love them.
I bet he will. This is going to be so much fun. And while we eat, we can talk about some things.
Some things like what?
Your father and I have a surprise for you, but we'll have to talk more about it later.
What kind of surprise? This is so random. It's not even my birthday, but okay, whatever you say.
Don't worry, dear. You're not in trouble. You'll love it.
Patty, hi. So really great news. We actually found you guys a table for the wedding. So you can come back. We were just so stressed out that we made a few bad decisions and may have hurt some feelings in the process. We would love to have you guys in our wedding. So please come on back.
Sorry, Samantha. I'm afraid we can't do that. We're pretty busy right now, telling Jason about his inheritance and all.
Oh, you're telling him about it like right now? There's no need to do that right this second, is there? I mean, John isn't even there, so is that even legal?
Actually, we've got all the paperwork that says it is. Our lawyers are already being notified. Soon Jason will have the properties and all the money he'll ever need.
No, wait. Please? John and I take it all back, you see? We didn't mean for you to do all of this, Patty. It was an honest mistake, and we've learned so much from all of this. And I'm sure we'll laugh about it all when we're older, don't you think? Tell you what, why don't you come back to the wedding and we'll talk through everything?
How does one take back cutting ties with their parents? I'm sorry, dear. It doesn't work that way.
But Jason isn't even your firstborn son. Think of the scandal that'll cause your family.
You're not a part of my family, so you don't need to worry about what they think. You said so yourself when you cut me off, remember?
I don't remember saying those words exactly, but regardless, I didn't mean it. John is so sorry too. We both are. We were so wrong for making fun of you two. That's our bad. Please accept our apologies, Patty. Please, we're a family.
You can apologize as much as you'd like, Sam, but it won't change what the two of you did here today.
I'm so sorry.
You sound like a child apologizing because you're scared, not because you actually learned something from all of this. What happened to all of that business talk you were going on about before? Where's all the jargon? Are there any finance trends my husband and I should be on the lookout for? What happened? You were so confident before when you were looking down on us. What changed?
Well, a lot.
A lot of money. You think an apology is going to get you out of this. I hope you don't think it'll be that simple.
I mean, we meant it. The apology. That should count for something, right?
Your attitude flips so quickly I'm having trouble keeping up with your BS. We will not be returning to the wedding, and you will never see us again. From this day forward, we are strangers. If for some reason you two decide to step foot in the shack after everything you said, I will not only throw you out, but I will fling fresh stove grease into your faces.
Did you just threaten me?
Stay the hell away from us. Oh, and tell your boss that although his offer seemed like a good idea, that we will have to decline. I'm sorry he's been waiting to hear back for so long about if we wanted to move forward with the collab. So be a dear and let him know that it's not happening.
What collab? With her boss? When did you talk to Harold?
Before you kicked us out, he was talking Jason's ear off about the deal. He said he wanted to do a collaboration with an eatery in the local market, and Jason's bakery was going to be that eatery. Harold wanted to make a special limited time bread or something like that. Too bad. Would have been nice. We were thinking of expanding and using them as partners too. He said we have so much growth potential.
He actually said potential?
He loves the bread alone from Jason's shop. It's pretty popular and very delicious. Harold drew up plans for online stores and a subscription program to alert customers who sign up offers on new deals and specials coming out. He even suggested merch ideas to us. He seems to be a big fan already.
A fan of your son's bread.
A big fan. I'm sure he was hoping for a yes from us. But after everything that's happened today, Jason is just too upset. I mean, he also cut ties with you guys. There's no way he'd feel comfortable working with the firm you guys work for. There's a conflict of interest.
Oh no, I just realized where you were going with this.
He doesn't know about the things you said to us yet. I'm sure he'll come calling. That's when we'll tell him everything. On top of the fact that we'll be refusing the collab.
Yes, you've made that clear.
Well, get that message to him right away, dear. Chop chop! Samantha and Jonathan got chewed out by their boss. Harold was so mad he popped a blood vessel. Harold is a very passionate man, especially when it comes to his career. Once he heard the details of how John and Sam treated us, he was mortified. Well, maybe a bit more irate than mortified. Apparently, the two of them were treating their other clients just as poorly. Losing the deal with Jason was the last straw, so they were finally demoted. I'm shocked they weren't fired altogether. I guess that's business. Anyway, Jason decided to use part of his inheritance to invest in opening a second shop. A shop the three of us run together. Our own little collaboration. We also started up a food truck that's become quite the hit around town. I'm so proud of Jason. He works so hard and is such a go-getter.
Thank you all for watching until the very end. If you liked this video, hit that like button. If not, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Your feedback is very important to us. Subscribe for more videos like this one. See you next time.